When we strip this vehicle down, the extent of the parts, when you actually lay them out, and the room that it took to be able to put them and store them before them going back into the vehicle, because you can't exactly take one part off and then put it straight on the new vehicle. So it was a very complex process where all the parts had to be laid out very clearly, methodically, placed in literally where they sort of came from on the floor effectively, but in terms of relationship to where they fitted on the vehicle. I'm Richard Howe, Operations Manager for TCW Group, and responsible for this current project that we have on the go, which is Porsche 911 body shell change. The vehicle was impacted on the offside rear quarter panel, which basically meant that the damage sustained to the vehicle meant that it was either going to be a technical write-off in terms of the extent of the damage or a shell change. By a shell change, basically a whole new vehicle shell, which is all closing panels, including doors, wings, boot lid and bonnet, is renewed from start to finish, and the bits are swapped from the original vehicle onto the new vehicle. Shell changes happen very seldom now because of the extent and the cost of the damage normally exceeds the values of the vehicle. In this case, it was the other way around, that the cost of the shell and the work that needed to be done to it meant it was a viable proposition. So this is the first shell change, as far as we're aware, in the country of a new 991, which is a brand new version of the Porsche 911, which is unique for us in terms of the vehicle being repaired, and in the country it's the first shell that Porsche have supplied, as far as we're aware, in the European Union. The process starts with a shell coming, what they call in white, so it's not actually the colour of the car, it actually comes in a primer, basically with all closing panels. The vehicle then has to be prepared, ready for painting. It has to be painted, the apertures, all the new panels and the closing panels, and then the vehicles have to be paired up side by side to basically start the process, which is the transition of all the parts from the old vehicle onto the new shell. So that's quite an extensive project, for the obvious reasons, in effect, that probably the first things that go into the shell when it's built is the last thing that comes out of the shell when it's taken apart. So if you can imagine, we have to take the vehicle apart in full from start to finish before you then have to start to piece it back together in terms of putting the vehicle back together to the state that it's in now. So we had a team of 3 that worked on the vehicle, 2 guys that were doing the main strip and fit and mechanical work, and 1 painter that prepared the vehicle and painted all the panels and detailed it at the end of it. Once the repairs were complete and the vehicle was in a drivable state, it went to the local Porsche centre for them to do a snagging and check over of the vehicle, and certain checks on the vehicle and some safety recalls as well. The owner of the vehicle approached the local Porsche centre. He's a customer of Porsche Tonbridge, so they came to us. Immediately when we got the vehicle in, we did an assessment of the damage. We had to go through what's called PWIS, and which is Porsche's information portal, to ascertain the best repair process for the vehicle, and it soon became evident that the only way to repair this car would be a shell change. TCW Group are a Porsche Centre approved body repairer, so basically Porsche Tonbridge nominate us to become their approved repairer. During that process we have to reach certain standards through Porsche in terms of equipment, training, knowledge, investment in tooling, and basically to be able to show the ability to be able to do the job correctly. So we've achieved that for the last 5 years. We're very proud of what we've done. We're pleased with the end result. The car looks great. It's been road tested, it drives brilliantly, so we think the customer will be over the moon with the result.